Now that's better.
And crack open a cold one. I'm in the shoes of a brewery worker. We're in the shoes of the brewery workers when we come back.
Let's have a bite. I don't know what cattle see in this stuff.
To make Wendy's country French.
Well, there's no way around it. Canadians, particularly Atlantic Canadians, love their beer.
That's right. The latest available figures tell us Canadians drink the equivalent of 87 liters of suds for every man, woman, and child. Now, obviously, some of us are doing more than our share, while others are drinking less.
Don't look at me when you say that. But as you're about to see in this installment of our series, In Your Shoes, the people who make all that beer have got it down to a science.
There's a tear in my beer 'cause I'm crying for you, dear.
Hank Williams probably knew it better than anyone. If you're going to cry into something, nothing beats a good beer. As a beverage, beer's been around much longer than Hank, though. Long enough for us to figure out how to make it right and make enough to go around.
This is where the start of the brew. Everything starts right here.
At a time of day when even the most dedicated beer lovers would rather be having coffee, Larry Deal is already brewing up the equivalent of 900,000 bottles of the stuff. The operation is computerized, but it's up to him to get the recipes right. An army of huge machines actually do the work, but he's got to remember what they do.
This is the cereal cooker here. This is the wort that's being sent over, cooled down, and sent to the fermenter. And the fermenting operator's looking after that. This is a rice mill here.
And so on and so on. Don't worry if you're lost. He left me in the dust as well. All you really need to know is that basic beer is made from water, barley, malt, yeast, and hops for flavoring. A tip for you, no matter how much you like beer, don't ever let anyone talk you into eating a hop.
Is it gonna taste like beer?
No, it won't taste like beer.
It won't taste like beer?
You won't get a little buzz from it either.
Well, it seems kind of pointless then to be even eating the damn
Well,
thing.
you can try.
All right, well, we'll give it a try.
Here, you gotta try.
All right, here. Let's have a bite. I don't know what cattle see in this stuff.
There is no word in the English language that quite describes the taste a hop will leave in your mouth, but even the best water in town won't take it away. Neither will our first sampling of newly made beer, but at least we're on the right track now.
Now that's better.
There's not much point in pumping out hundreds of thousands of liters of any product if you've got nowhere to put it when you're done. In the beer biz, packaging and marketing are almost as important as the beer itself. But then anyone who watches TV knows that. That bud may be for you, but you'd be hard-pressed to tell it apart from any of its brothers. That's because the labeling department makes sure every bottle is identical, at the same breakneck speed as the rest of the plant. The best thing about this job?
Oh, the people. The people? And all the beer you can drink. And the beer. All the beer you can drink.
Yeah, right. The only reason that's funny is because he's not allowed to drink any beer while he's on duty. None of the workers are. You can't help but assume he thinks about that rule a lot.
Ever get kind of noisy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Ever get to you after a while?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
You'll have a beer then.
Yeah, that's right. If you've ever wondered why it's so hard to get a bad bottle of beer, watch what happens when I put an empty bottle on the line.
Which takes us back to the beginning of our tour, the perfect beverage for a good cry or a big thirst. You might even say it's good for what ails you. And even Hank would agree with that.
You were on my lonely mind.
Crying in my beer.
You didn't look too sad there.
I wasn't very sad there. I should point out that everything about that plant is larger than life. Now, they produce 11 brands of beer, including the American and the Canadian stuff we showed you in that story.
Right.
210 employees. Annual contribution to the local economy, $30 million.
Wow.
Beer is big business.
You're not kidding. And I understand Atlantic Canadians aren't the only ones drinking these brews.
You know, that's right. We found out it's also sold to a host of other countries, including Puerto Rico, Brazil, Israel by some. However, the company tells me that 8 out of every 10 beers consumed in Nova Scotia comes from that plant, which is just up the street from us. So again, pretty impressive numbers.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, good job, Bruce.
Well,
thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Well, coming up next in entertainment, Steve Martin.